Solid screen. Here's the nice pass. Maloney to Moore. Second time tonight, the twosome has done the pick and roll to perfection.
It was near perfection for the 1994 Pennsylvania Quakers, which culminated at the NCAA tournament with a stylish upset victory over the Cornhuskers of Nebraska.
Pierce, nice move by Pierce. Two-man basketball, Allen back to Pierce.
It was a brilliant performance with a touch of class.
Pierce will hold it, and the Quakers of the Ivy League advance the number 11 seed up in Nebraska, and first-round frustrations for the Huskers continue.
A second-round date with the Gators of Florida. Senior Barry Pierce brings the Quakers within 4 in the closing minutes. Yet eventually this Florida team, which ran all the way to the Final Four, was simply overpowering. As Pierce, who gave his heart and soul to this team, left the floor one last time, the tears flowed freely. But for the class of 1995, it was truly another beginning. It begins with the crispness of an autumn breeze. The nights are getting longer now. Basketball season approaches. There are few small group dynamics quite like a college basketball team, and even fewer teams like the Pennsylvania Quakers. 14 young men, coaches, trainers, managers, and more, who will come together for the ride of their lives. This is their story, one for all time. Fran Dunphy has been around long enough to know the formula. National attention requires national competition, and that is just what Pennsylvania faced in December. After a 20-point win over Ohio State, it was on to Ann Arbor and a titanic struggle with the Wolverines of Michigan. A red-hot Scott Kegler fueled a 13-point halftime lead, but Michigan would make run after run trying to catch the Quakers. Late second half, it was Matt Maloney who responded.
They lead to Malone, and a three-pointer for Maloney.
The big three. It's always the equalizer. It can really deflate you, take away that momentum.
But the Wolverines would not quit. In the closing seconds, Jimmy King tied it at 60, setting the stage for one of the most remarkable one-on-one moves you'll ever see.
Allen puts it up.
Yeah! What a big goal! Wow! Sensational!
A moment worthy of a second look.
He said, Jimmy King, I'm going to take this one. You got the last one on me, but I'm going to get the one that counts. This one's over, baby. We're going back for Fran Dunphy. We're going to Philly with the W.
Then it was on to Madison Square Garden, the storied holiday festival, and a date in the final with St. John's. Maloney fueled an early Penn run.
Allen between the legs, behind the back to Maloney. Inside penetration over Hamilton. What a floater!
Maloney ablaze from outside as well.
Here he is again. Bingo!
But an unforgettable second half war awaited. Neither team could shake the other. Until Pennsylvania drilled three of a kind. First, Jerome Allen rebuilt a 5-point Quaker lead. Then a wide-open Scott Kegler built it to 8. Before Matt Maloney silenced the Johnnies.
Maloney got open for a moment and he hit it!
The Quakers would claim the Holiday Festival Championship, with Jerome Allen named the most valuable player. Heart and soul. Iron will, a multitude of skills. All this and so much more applies to the career, the makeup of one Jerome Allen. The ceiling on Pennsylvania basketball was instantly raised the moment Jerome Allen decided to play his college ball at the Palestra. His first season, the turnabout began, the Ivy League Rookie of the Year. All observers of Pennsylvania basketball knew they had someone special within their midst. And now that his career has ended, open the time capsule for images to last a lifetime. He is the Ivy League's most accomplished player of the 90s, a dream for Fran Dunphy, a nightmare for the rest of the league. He has been a giant killer who's been at his best on the largest stage, and he's been a model of consistency. Night after night, game after game. And he's been the perfect model of the balance at Pennsylvania between athletics and academics. His mom, Janet, has been ever present, Jerome's source of strength and support, while he has been her source of never-ending joy. He is the ultimate success story. The rewards are now nearly at hand, both within basketball and outside. A defining player, all that he will receive he has truly earned. Jerome Allen would not have it any other way. The new year brought early Ivy success, but the national rankings and recognition brought the Quakers to a date with the top-ranked team in the nation, the Minutemen of Massachusetts. On this night, UMass could have beaten any team in college basketball, and it was the Quakers who were leveled for the only time all year. Then back to Philadelphia for the always challenging Explorers of LaSalle, Coach Dunphy's alma mater, and the coach's one-time mentor, Speedy Morris, stalking the opposing sidelines. Coach Dunphy, no need to worry. The Quakers put 54 points on the board in half number one, shooting nearly 60%. By evening's end, each member of the Quakers had gotten a share of Big Five action. But the most remarkable evening belonged to the shootist, Scott Kegler. Kegler, by now emerging as one of the leading three-point shooters in the nation, would drill 4 of 5 from beyond the arc, en route to a 19-point performance, a 19-point victory. There is nothing in basketball more devastating than a long-range bomber. And in 1995, there were few assassins more deadly than the Quaker Scott Kegler. Palestra fans have come to know just by the form, the release, the arc, that a Kegler 3 was money in the bank. The top three-point shooter in the Ivy League, Kegler came east from Columbus, Ohio, to provide instant off-the-bench offense as an underclassman, but he truly saved the best for last, emerging as a starter, a presence, a force. As long as there's been Ivy League basketball, the ultimate matchup has been Pennsylvania and Princeton. A late January night, and Pete Carrill brings his youthful Tigers into the Lion's Den, known as the Palestra. Concerned Quaker fans need not have worried. The Tigers disappeared early under a hail of outstanding individual efforts. Allen to his left, fading close shot, Jerome Allen. Throws it away, and Ira Bowman can fly. Steal by Krug, lot of contact, Krug! Oh! Allen on Goodrich, stutter, step, beauty! By halftime, the lead was 19, and clearly on this night, the Tigers did not have the horses. The second half was arm's length throughout, a chance for all the Quakers to take part in the rivalry, and on the final statistics sheet, a nearly perfect evening for the often silent soldier, senior center Eric Moore. Few father-son acts have played to such rave reviews. Bruce Moore captained the 1965 Quakers, and there was little doubt that his son Eric would follow. What may have been in doubt would be the level of contribution to a top program. No one need worry. Moore has carried the lunch pail for 4 years. His ethic has helped define this superb group of Quakers. Eric has always felt he could do a little more, if you will. Sacrifice his body, run the floor, deny, box out. Not always obvious in the box score, always appreciated by fans and teammates alike. His coaches say he's gotten all he can from his physical gifts, adding maturity and knowledge as the years have rolled by. Eric Moore has established his place in the Pennsylvania basketball scrapbook, and no father has ever felt more pride.
As far as tonight is concerned, we got to get off to a good start. We got to establish ourselves early. This, again, like always, another step along the way. One small step in what our final chore is, and that's to win our league championship.
Fran Dunphy has preached focus, nightly commitment throughout, and the Quakers have listened and heard, preparing each in their own way. Tonight, the challenge is Cornell, and the Quakers will come out clicking on all cylinders. Jerome Allen and Matt Maloney share their special synchronized dance with an elated Palestra crowd. The oohs and the ahs, though, belong to Ira Bowman. The Quakers would top the 100-point mark for the first time in an Ivy League game since 1979. And the biggest grins are on the faces of the seniors, watching their teammates enjoy the closing moments, moments to savor for the pride of the Motor City. He has always added his own presence, his own style. He entered quietly from Detroit to Philadelphia with athletic skills and a teenage frame. 4 years later, Shawn Trice is a man who has done little but help make the Quakers winners. Shawn Trice brings an easy smile that may belie the intensity, the deep-seated will to achieve, and he has done just that. The key rebound, the inside offensive game nurtured and honed over time. His coaches say it's been a pleasure to watch Shawn Trice grow as a player, as a man, his eye always on the prize. March arrives in Philadelphia, and these Quakers see their destiny right before them. Their Ivy streak is at 40. The NCAA tournament just one win away. Early on, the perimeter game, led by Maloney and Allen, would fuel the lead. Before Ira Bowman got everyone on their feet.
Steal Ira Bowman, and watch this baby fly!
An Allen 3 in the closing moments would send the Quakers to the locker room up 16. And the fans who ringed the Palestra floor were confident a title awaited. The Palestra has become a happening. Familiar faces filling familiar spaces. Some have come back as the Dunphy era success raises the ante. Some, though, have never left, like His Honor, the mayor of Philadelphia, Ed Rendell.
I've had Jerome work in the mayor's office for the last 3 summers, and he's a very special kid, and Matt and Eric and Scott and Shawn, they're all very special young men. They're all going to do great in life, whether it's basketball or something else. They're all going to be successes. So yes, it's very special.
As they settle back into their seats, the Quakers take off, subduing the Bears in the blink of an eye.
Maloney finds an open space. And a steal by Tim Krug. This is 3-on-2. Trice.
Good job by Shawn Trice just to use the glass, stay under control, and Happy Dobbs has seen enough.
The lead was 20. The championship was assured. The celebration was subdued, still a moment to cherish. And for the 3rd consecutive year, the Nets would come down. On this night, the final strand would be cut by Matt Maloney. Making a good team an outstanding one. That is the legacy of the extraordinary Matt Maloney. His ascension in Pennsylvania coincided with a run of success that few could have predicted, and this classic Philadelphia guard did it his own way. Always under control, always allowing his sense of the game to rise and carry the Quakers. The son of Temple assistant head coach Jim Maloney, Matthew arrived at Pennsylvania as a sophomore and quickly made the Palestra his second home. A gym rat in the most flattering terms, Maloney has a game as well schooled as any guard in the nation. His head held high, the eyes fiery bright. And what he has always done is win. He arrived with great expectations. He leaves us with even greater accomplishments. The 1995 Ivy League Player of the Year, Matt Maloney. One final fitting challenge. The site, Jadwin Gym. The opponent, the Tigers of Princeton. At stake, a 3rd consecutive undefeated Ivy League season. And this would be a classic Ivy farewell. Carrill's youthful team stood toe-to-toe, but through the second half, a career capper for senior Shawn Trice, who simply owned the lane. Matt Maloney would end his career undefeated in the Ivy League. the Pennsylvania Quakers became just the third team in NCAA history to sweep its league 3 straight times.
Third straight year the Penn Quakers have gone through the Ivy League unbeaten. It's never been done before, folks. You have seen a fabulous piece of history.
And so they would gather for the third straight year, with no doubt of their participation, just the seeding, the venue, the opponent in doubt. A time of celebration tinged with its own uncertainty until...
The number 5 seed is Alabama. The Crimson Tide will face Penn, the Quakers, with a third straight perfect season in the Ivy League, 43 consecutive conference wins.
Welcome to the Baltimore Arena for the continuation of first-round action in the East region. And tonight it'll be the Ivy League champion. And have they been champions for 3 years? The Penn Quakers against the Alabama Crimson Tide. Now Maloney gets a step on Marvin Orange. Basket counts in a foul. Well, I said Penn wasn't quick, but you wouldn't know it by Maloney's move. McDyess. And no answer for McDyess. And Faulkner has it. And time. And he scores. And time runs out, and Penn has the lead. Moxley turnover as Bowman stripped Faulkner for the lay-in.
I think Faulkner was expecting that clock just to go away on him, huh? Terrific play.
Stuck through is McDyess, who now has 21 points. He's the difference. Faulkner inside, happy. And Alabama's muscle and quickness paying off now. They've got their biggest lead, 57-46.
Fran Dunphy's seen enough. He wants a timeout. He's got to figure a way to get some offense going.
Good time for a time. Allen throws it to three and hits it. Driving to the hoop. Gets the basket and counts. And Penn has tied it up. Nearly a steal. 6 seconds. Artie Griffin loses his footing to Orange. Orange puts it up. Misses. And we're going to overtime. Here's Faulkner. All of a sudden, Jamal Faulkner from Brooklyn, New York, a senior, making his presence felt offensively in overtime, and Penn calls a timeout. And Jerome Allen with another three. He has had 5 3-point baskets tonight.
They're down 5. Will they foul again? There's a steal.
There's a steal going for 3. He's unbelievable. 88-85, down by 3. Billy, Alabama has to be saying, what do we have to do to put away this Penn team?
Well, again, champions don't fold up. And these guys have won more than their share. They've been involved in Big 5 basketball, good outside competition.
Antonio McDyess with 39 points puts the exclamation point on, and the Alabama Crimson Tide have advanced to the second round, and Penn valiantly goes down in an overtime battle. The final score, Alabama 91, Penn 85.
And so their careers are part of the record books. Now, already, a memory. Memories of a team which brought together extraordinary individuals to create one for the ages. A record-setting dominance in league play, victories, images to last a lifetime. The most highly decorated edition of the Quakers who earned their place in Ivy League archives. The numbers, the records will stand for all time, but the most vivid recollection will be this: a 4-year celebration of the pure joy of the game of basketball.